And welcome into the television version of Strategies for Living. I'm marriage and family therapist David McMillan. I'm delighted that you've tuned in. Join with me today here on Strategies. Well, Strategies for Living, we're all about helping us live healthier, happier, and more peaceful lives in our bodies, in our minds, in our spirits, in our relationships here in the 21st century. And we do that by engaging in important conversations with folks we like to call life strategists each and every time that we do Strategies for Living. And I've never been threatened by a guest before, but there's a first time for everything, because my guest today is from the Twin City Knockers, and it's roller derby. We are roller derbying today. My guest is Polly Pistol, and you said that if I got out of line, you were going to block me?
I was going to block you right off that chair.
What?
Come up.
Okay, don't hurt me, Polly.
Elbows in.
Jen White is your real name.
Yes, sir.
When you're not on the, do you call it a court?
Track.
A track, okay. When you're not on the track, you are, by day, a mild-mannered veterinarian technician.
Yes, sir.
At Wise Choice Animal Hospital, Erie Drive in Shreveport.
Yes, sir.
Dr. Jamie Wise.
That's
and her new practice. It's fairly new, right?
Yeah, we just opened in January.
All right. Well, we may have to. And Dr. Wise specializes in exotic animals.
She does.
Okay, so we're going to ask her to come bring some spiders and snakes and
I bet
iguanas and
she would love
birds
that.
to Strategies for Living. But today we're talking Twin City Knockers. Now, I've wanted to invite you guys on for a long time because I've heard for a while now the good work that you're doing in the community. My knowledge of roller derby is slight. I guess, what was the, in the 80s, the Twin City Knockers? No, that's you.
That's us.
The Bay City Knockers.
Yes.
Was that?
The 80s was... No, I'm going to draw a blank. Bay City Knockers, yeah, I believe you're right.
Okay, all right. I was thinking that. And then more recently, was there a movie? Was it Juno?
Nope, Whip It.
Whip It, okay.
Same actress, though.
Same actress,
Yes.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking of. But what I've heard from more than one person, Jen, in the community, is the good works that you guys are doing. The Twin City Knockers, and by the way, your motto is we knock hard so you don't have to.
That's correct.
So one of the things you guys knock hard at doing is taking charities and proceeds from the game. A portion of all the proceeds go to the Robinson Rescue.
Yes.
And the VA Med Center this season, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm looking forward to learning a little bit about roller derby. How did you get started playing?
Well, funny story. One of the other knockers, her name's Blaster Ash. She said
Blaster
Ash.
Okay.
Yep. She came to me and said, "Hey, Jen, I'm joining roller derby on Monday, and you should do it with me." And I was like, "All right, let's do it. What's roller derby?" And so she kind of explained it to me, and I said, "Well, that sounds great." So we both went. We bought some cheap skates and showed up to practice.
I went to the website, and you can go there too, folks. It's twincityknockers.org. And I was surprised because it said on the website that if you didn't know how to skate, you guys would teach.
Absolutely.
Wow. Okay. So now you guys play women's flat track roller derby.
Yes,
That's
sir.
right?
That's right.
Okay. And you're in a league that plays in Louisiana, Texas,
Arkansas, Mississippi.
Wow, Oklahoma,
yeah.
and the coach is
Chris James.
Oh, he's either the luckiest guy in the whole wide world, or maybe the dumbest guy in the whole wide world. Which one?
It's a fine line.
Fine line. Okay. Okay. When I go to a roller derby game, and you play your home games at the Bossier Civic Center,
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
That's at 620 Benton Road. We all know where that is. And are the games usually the same night of the week? What?
Yeah, we usually have them on Saturday nights.
Saturday nights,
Games
okay.
usually start at 7 o'clock.
Okay. What are the basics, Jen? What do I need to know about it? If I'm coming out to a game, what do I need to know?
It's essentially a race between two jammers. Your jammers are your point scorers.
Okay.
And they are racing through a pack of 4 blockers from each team.
Oh, wow. You're confusing me. Okay, so jams, blocking. So how do you score?
You score a point. A jammer scores a point by passing a blocker on the opposing team.
Okay.
And an extra point for lapping their jammer.
Lapping their jammer.
Yes, if you make a full lap around their jammer.
Okay, so that didn't mean take a lick or anything.
Correct.
Okay, no pun intended.
We're not doing dogs today.
Not today. So that's how to score.
That's how you score.
So a jam then.
A jam will last for 2 minutes.
Okay.
Or until the lead jammer, which is the first jammer legally through the pack.
Okay.
The first jammer legally through the pack can get what's called lead jammer.
Mm-hmm.
And that lead jammer can call off the jam at any point, or the jam lasts for 2 minutes.
All right, now, is roller derby, I mean, I remember the first time someone tried to describe the soccer rules to me. I mean, it was so hard, but then when you go to a game and you watch it, it's really a simple game.
Right.
Is roller derby like that? I mean, is it if people listening to us right now, watching us right now, are hearing your description, they're saying, "Oh, wow!" But if they go, is this pretty easy to pick up on the jams and the blocking and the scoring and
It really is.
all of that?
It's it's one of those things where it's kind of hard to describe it. Once you get in there and see what's going on, it starts to make sense.
How many people come? Are the games well attended?
Yeah, we had a game on Saturday. We had about 300 people there.
Wow, fantastic! And what's the admission price?
We sell pre-sale tickets. The tickets are $12 in advance for adults.
People can go on the website twincityknockers.org and
purchase
the tickets ahead
or
of time.
most of the Derby girls carry tickets on hand.
Okay.
To sell as well. Children from 5 to 12 are $6.
Okay.
And then at the door it's $15.
All right, so back to how you got started in this. Yeah, I'd love to do that. What's roller derby? What was it like when you went to your first?
My first practice?
Yeah.
I got on my skates, and I hadn't been on skates in probably 10 years.
Probably back to the days of the skating
Yeah, well, and
rink,
even
yeah.
then it was rollerblades and not quad skates. And
Yeah.
so I got on there, and I was hanging onto the wall going, man, what did I get myself into? But by the end of the first practice, I was hooked. I was ready for the next one.
Oh, wow.
That was it.
All right, now I was teasing with you. You seem like a pretty mild-mannered person, Jen White. What happens when how would you look different than you look today when you become Polly Pistol?
I essentially would look the same, just add a helmet and some pads and a bright pink mouth guard.
Shoulder pads?
No shoulder pads, elbow pads,
elbow
wrist,
pads, okay.
wrist, knee,
Okay.
and then our helmet, and we have a mouth guard.
Okay, all right. Because we wouldn't want anything to happen to your pretty
No.
smile. Yeah. Are there many injuries in roller derby?
There can be. It is a contact sport,
Yeah.
so you do have, the occasional sprained ankle, maybe a broken bone here and there, but those are far less frequent. When we practice to play safe derby as far as protecting ourselves and protecting other players. There's rules in place to avoid.
So there are referees?
There are referees.
Do the referees skate
They do.
with you ladies?
Yes.
And this is an all-ladies team?
Yes.
Other than the coach is a guy?
Yes.
Poor Chris. And how did he become the coach? How did Chris?
Chris was actually our announcer for 2 years, and he was very involved in the sport. And we had a position for a coach open up, and he
threw his hat in the ring.
Threw his hat in the ring.
Whatever he threw in the ring.
Through his microphone, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he auditioned, and he's become a great coach.
Wow.
We love him.
Ex-military guy, so does it take that to keep you ladies in line?
Yeah, probably sometimes it's helpful.
All right, now you're a veterinary technician. What are some of the other, who are some of the other players on Twin City Knockers, and what do they do?
We have Dr. Krakenspine. She's a chiropractor.
Dr. Krakenspine. She's a chiropractor.
Yes, she comes in very, very handy.
Wow.
In more than one way.
I guess so, yeah.
Let's see, who else is there?
Briosaurus.
Bree
Garcia.
Bree
Bree's
Garcia.
handles the marketing
She does handle
job.
the
I talked
marketing.
to Bree. Unfortunately, Bree's got a little bit of what I've got, but she's got it worse.
Yeah, she's a little
And
horse.
so she can't talk today.
Yeah.
And so thank you for subbing for Bree.
Yeah, she's.
And who else is on the team?
Let's see. Blaster, like I was telling you, Blaster Ashley Carpenter. She owns a children's consignment shop in the area.
Wow.
Let me think. Oh, gosh, there's so many.
So
yeah, we have a lot of military people.
Are people surprised? I mean, when you tell people, I do roller derby, and I'm Polly Pistol.
Yeah.
What kind of response do you get, Jen?
They're like, most of them don't realize that we have a roller derby team here. They're like, really? There's roller derby here?
That's another one of the reasons that I wanted to do the program today, because I want more people to, we need, and we need to support local teams like you guys, and especially with the good work that you're doing.
Oh.
But I mean, we need to get behind you. I'm so happy to hear 300 people. That sounds great to me.
Yeah, and we'd like to get more.
Sure. What's the capacity?
We about maxed out, I think, on this last one, but we have the ability to open up the facility more.
Okay, so you're not using the entire Civic Center floor, so you can expand and open up.
Yeah, I think we can get up to
accommodate more people.
600, I think.
Wow, that's great. Wouldn't it be nice to, if a couple more programs like this, you get capacity out there.
We would love it, and not only for people coming to our games and fans, but for the charities to be able to give more to them.
Right now, for this portion of the season, all of the money goes to Robinson Rescue.
Yes.
And for people that don't know about Robinson Rescue, in fact, they've got a new home on Line Avenue in Shreveport, right?
They do.
And what do? They basically spay and neuter your pets?
They have a low-cost spay and neuter clinic to help people that are rescuing animals offset some of the costs that are involved, so they can have, get a good...
try to find homes for
homes.
pets. So, and like you guys, they are a 501c3 nonprofit corporation.
Yes.
Jen White, Polly Pistol, with the Twin City Knockers, is our life strategist today. And if I don't get blocked or jammed while we're on break, then we'll be back in just a minute. You come back with us.
At what age is the color that your skin was meant to be no longer beautiful? Every year, millions of young women try to change the skin they were born with and say they die for darker skin. Sadly, some actually do. Melanoma is the second most common cancer in teens and young adults, and one person dies from melanoma every hour. Change your thinking, not your skin. Stop tanning. Learn more at spotskincancer.org. A message from the American Academy of Dermatology.
Bossier Parish Community College, the fastest growing community college in the nation. Wonder why?
The Division of Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics at Bossier Parish Community College provide cutting-edge technology to students, along with national certifications that allow them to be competitive in today's job market.
The main reason I decided to come to Bossier Parish Community College was when I looked at the networking program, it was the best in the area.
Bossier Parish Community College. Check us out. You'll understand why.
When a hurricane is approaching, your pets look to their pack leaders to get them out of harm's way. That's you, Luciana, so put a game plan in place before a storm hits. Know where you're going to evacuate to, find if they accept pets, and be sure your pets have the proper identification tags. For more details about caring for pets during a hurricane and shelter information, go to getagameplan.org. So pack leader, get a game plan in place before you need it.
Look, it is not as easy as you think being hot, young, and still single.
Add that you have this annoying accent, and finding Mr. Right can be really tough.
We decided to pass a link around Facebook, trying to meet people in our area.
Well, they just assumed that we were virus or spam.
No one wanted to click it.
Odds of becoming an astronaut, 1 in 13,200,000. Odds of being struck by lightning, 1 in 576,000. Odds of dating a supermodel, 1 in 88,000. Odds of bowling a perfect game, 1 in 11,500. Odds of being trapped in an elevator, 1 in 24,528. Odds of catching a ball at a major league game, 1 in 563. Odds of an injury from shaving, 1 in 6,585. Odds of tripping while texting, 1 in 10. Odds of getting cancer in your lifetime, 1 in 2 men, 1 in 3 women.
It's up to us.
To change the odds for our generation.
For the ones we love. For our future.
If you don't like the odds, stand up. Stand up to cancer.
And welcome back. Welcome back into Strategies for Living, the television version. Obviously, you're watching Strategies for Living today. I'm marriage and family therapist David McMillan. But you know, you can listen to Strategies for Living. All of this started on the radio 20 plus years ago, and we're still there. www.strategiesforliving.com is where you can find us online on the radio. We're News Radio 710 Keel, and we're Sunday mornings between 9:05 and 10, and also our column in the Shreveport Times every Saturday. So there's a lot of ways that you can find Strategies for Living. Jen White, and Jen White is our life strategist today here on Strategies for Living, or should I say Polly Pistol, from the Twin City Knockers roller derby team, which is a 501c3 nonprofit organization doing a lot of good work in the area. If you want to find out about their current games, the easiest thing to do is go to twincityknockers.org, or you can go to their Facebook page and like them on Facebook and follow the team that way, right?
Absolutely.
All right, now, the history. How did does it go back into the ancient times, or when did roller derby start?
Almost. It goes back to the 40s.
Okay.
It started off as speed skating.
Mm-hmm.
Then they started adding in other skaters as obstacles. Then it kind of faded away and came back in the 80s, very choreographed and very, WWF of the roller skating world.
Right. And it's kind of evolved, and the 2000s have brought about a kind of a resurgence of roller derby
into an actual sport that has, rules and regulations and
you guys play teams. There's teams in Louisiana. What other cities in Louisiana have teams besides Shreveport-Bossier?
Monroe has a team.
Monroe,
Yep,
wow,
Monroe
okay.
has a team. Alexandria, Lafayette.
Oh, wow.
There's
okay.
lots.
And then Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Mississippi. There are teams in all of those areas.
Yes.
So you guys travel.
We do.
And then teams travel here.
Mm-hmm.
You play your home games at the Bossier Civic Center.
Yes.
And usually on Saturday nights.
Yes.
All right. And so check these folks out at twincityknockers.org online. Now, you need sponsorship.
Absolutely. Right? This is a sport that we all pay to play.
Right. So y'all don't get a paycheck. You actually pay to play this sport.
Absolutely.
Wow. That's dedication, Jen.
It's, we do it, one, because we love the sport.
Yeah.
It gives us, it's empowering for women especially to be able to go out there and, get a bunch of women together and do a physical, a contact sport that not a lot of women get to do.
I would imagine the camaraderie
is
second to none when you guys really gel. Are you gelled? Are the Twin City Knockers?
We're pretty gelled.
Gelled as a team, pretty close, pretty tight.
Yeah, a lot of us have been playing together, since
12
we started.
members on the team now, and 3 coming on, 3 new members.
Yes.
So, how long have the core 12 been together?
The core 12 that we have now are not the original core 12 that started,
So
4 years ago.
It
evolves. Yeah, there's
okay.
people, everyone that's on the team, this is not their life.
Right.
We all have lives that we have, most of us have, a lot of us have
your
kids.
Veterinary techs, your chiropractors,
yes.
your CPAs.
So we come and go.
Yeah.
And we've had some that start and then leave and then come back. So we're always looking for more players as well.
Okay. So how does someone, if there's a business in the area or an individual that wants to sponsor a good cause, how do they get involved?
They can contact us on the website. I happen to be the head of the sponsorship committee.
Oh, okay.
So
they would be talking
they
to
would be talking
Jen
to me.
White,
and
then once you get serious, you become Polly Pistol and put it to them,
Yes.
right? Okay. Sign this document.
Yep.
Is it expensive to sponsor?
It's not. Our sponsorships start as little as $35.
Oh, wow.
And it goes.
We could do that.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
It goes.
Your business could do that, folks.
It goes up from there, and you can get different options that include free tickets, that include pages in the program.
Yep.
Includes a banner on the wall. We'll give you a shout out at the games, and not only sponsoring the team as a whole and helping us be able to contribute more to our other nonprofits that we do. You can sponsor a Derby Girl too. If you have a favorite Derby Girl,
oh, wow.
You can sponsor a Derby Girl and help pay her dues. And
does your corporate logo get put on that Derby Girl if you sponsor that girl?
It can be, or that Derby Girl can make an appearance at your place of business or at an event that you might be holding.
Okay.
Within reason.
All right. So, are there particular strategies to the game? I mean, do you have an offense? Would I know if you're playing offense or you're playing defense if I come to a game?
It's very dynamic. So in the same jam, we slowly change from offense to defense depending on the positions of the jammers and the positions of the other players.
Okay.
Whatever's going to.
So my guess is that blocking is more of a defensive tactic, or no?
It can be both.
Oh, it can be both.
It can be both. When you block another player, you could be blocking their jammer from getting through the pack, in which case it would be defensive. On the other hand, when you block another player, you're allowing your jammer to get through the pack, which would be an offensive play. So.
Okay, all right. And again, now the positions: blocker, jammer,
and then there's a pivot.
Pivot. Now, what's the pivot
do?
The
pivot is actually a blocker.
Okay.
The pivot is essentially the pack controller. They can help set the pace of the pack.
Okay, so they kind of the quarterback.
They kind of correlate everybody.
Okay.
And they'll call a lot of the plays.
Okay.
Now the one thing that's cool that the pivot can do that none of the other blockers can do is the pivot can become the jammer.
A pivot can become a jammer.
If the jammer takes off, we call them panties, they're helmet covers. We takes off the star panty and passes it to the pivot. The pivot then becomes the jammer and can then score points.
I really am having to hold myself back from saying something because I don't want to say something inappropriate. So I'll just stop right there.
Okay. I know where you're going with that.
I gotta come to a game. I definitely have to come to a game. So. The sponsorship is easy. We want people to come out to the games. I would be willing to bet that this is addictive in a good way.
It really is.
I mean, do people come out for the first time and say, do you see them back?
Yes.
Time after time.
Yeah, we have a lot of fans that will, that will keep coming. A lot of times they'll pick their favorite player and they'll make us signs, which is awesome. We love that.
What does a season span?
Our season's pretty much all year round.
Oh, wow, okay.
For example, our first game was just this last weekend on February 15th. We usually go till probably the beginning of December. We break around the holidays just because.
So you kind of take 6 weeks off there around the holidays or so.
And then we break again in the summer as well.
Okay, all right.
For a couple of months, a month and a half to 2 months.
Is this a sport that is appropriate for families? Can kids come? And
Absolutely.
Is it appropriate even though you're taking panties off and stuff?
Absolutely.
As far as I'm going.
The kids love it. And a lot of times, at halftime we'll come out and, the kids like to get our autographs and we come out and we'll talk to the kids and the fans. And
I bet that's a thrill for you when you get asked for autographs.
It really is because, the people are looking up to, kids are looking up to you, and especially, when they see, when they see us playing this sport, to me, especially with my children, I feel like it's teaching them they can do anything that they put their minds to, whether it's a woman playing a contact sport, or a boy playing a musical instrument, or
Absolutely.
anything like that.
It makes me want to go out and rent Whip It again, and that was Ellen Pages and Drew Barrymore, right?
Yes.
And so I've got to go. Maybe I'll see if if Netflix has it and I can watch it tonight and fire myself up.
Absolutely.
Is there a game this coming weekend?
Not this coming weekend. Our next game is going to be March the 29th.
Okay.
And it's going to be here at the Bossier Civic Center.
All right. And you can get tickets ahead. You can go to the website, twincityknockers.org.
Correct.
All of the players are listed, so if you know a player, you can buy tickets in advance from that player, right?
Absolutely, yep.
Or you can buy tickets in advance on the website.
Absolutely.
And then tickets are also available at the door.
Correct.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, and then the night of the, I want to say the night of the show, but it's I kind of think it is a show. Poly Pistol.
We call them bouts.
Bouts.
Bouts,
Okay,
yes.
the night of the bout.
Correct.
Okay. What do you do to get ready? What do you do to get yourself fired up as Poly Pistol? How do you transform from Jen White to Poly Pistol?
I think I'm always partly Poly Pistol. And people will call me by either name, and I'll answer either name at any time.
Okay, well, I think I'll come see you at Wise Choice Animal Hospital and call you Polly and see what you do.
They'll know who you're looking for.
All right, Jen, thank you so much for coming and sharing with us today. Folks, support the Twin City Knockers, twincityknockers.org. Don't forget strategiesforliving.com. And we've added these television programs to strategiesforliving.com, so check that out. For Jen White and for the Twin City Knockers, I'm marriage and family therapist David McMillan. I'll see you next time here on Strategies for Living.